So yes, I'm coming out. Now I've got your attention because obviously I wanted you guys to come and listen to this episode. I am coming out. I am about to completely do a massive change in my business, in my life, and I'm going to share that with you today. So those of you who follow me know that a year ago, in November 2018, I changed my name, and I'm going to just give you an overview of why I did that. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the changes that are happening over here in my brand, in my company. And I'm going to talk to you about why I did these things. And I'm also going to talk to you about all the fears that have come up. Because, you know, I'm human over here and I have definitely got fears that are surfacing around me changing my name. What will people think of me? What's going to happen? All those things. But I'm going to share with you the deep, deep reasons why I have decided to go through with this process. And this process is not for the faint-hearted. So as I said, back in November 2018, I changed my name. Now, I did this for a number of reasons. I had had a reading with a numerologist, and she had explained to me that a lot of my addiction problems and a lot of my uneasiness in myself, uncomfortableness in my own skin, was coming from my vibration, and that vibration was what they call a 12-3. So Kate is my birth name, Kate Waters, and my nickname was Kitty that I got in my 20s, but both of those had the same vibration, and they were causing me to feel uneasy in myself. They were holding back the person that I wanted to be. I was always kind of uncomfortable in my own skin. So if I think about when I was younger, I was always a bit awkward. I always felt a bit uncomfortable. I never felt connected to my body. I always felt quite disconnected. And, you know, that's not something that you can easily change through personal development. I've tried, believe me. And the other thing that I really experienced was I did a lot of work on myself. You know, I've been working on myself. My spiritual awakening was 28. I'm now 42. I've done a lot of work on myself over those years. And I never could quite get to grips with the addiction problems that I have. So I always liked a bit too much alcohol. You know, that thankfully the drugs had left me behind quite a long time ago now, but I was never able to just have one glass of alcohol. I always wanted more. And I really felt those things were kind of holding me back. And when I met Estelle Ivas, she basically told me that a lot of those things were in my name, and by shifting my vibration, I would be able to shift and leave those things behind me. Now, I'm very dedicated to my mission, and I was very much on par with my mission, my life path. So when we're born, the day we're born is our mission on the planet. And I could see through the work I'm doing, I'm a reformer of society, that I was very much in alignment with who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. But this name I felt was really, really holding me back. So I decided that I was going to shed it. Now, the biggest thing that was holding me back in changing my name was what would other people think of me. You know, our egos get very attached to the labels and the boxes that we put ourselves in. So first of all, how I got over that was actually the lady said that I didn't actually need to change my name externally at all. I could just keep operating with Kitty Waters on the outside, but as long as I changed my name at Depot and became Aloise Surfleet-Middleton, then actually everything would be fine. So why am I changing my name and why am I coming out? Because so this week is the first week of March, and as of the 5th of March, everything in my brand will be changing to Aloise. So Kitty Talks will go to aloise.life. My website, kittywaters.com, will go to aloise.life. My program is changing as well. So Do Your Dharma is changing to the Dharma Life Academy. And I'm going to be known as Aloise Surfleet-Middleton, which is my new name. So why have I bothered to go through those changes? So on the 5th of March this year, everything will change. If you guys follow me and you find something that hasn't been changed somewhere, just PM me and let me know. Because as you can imagine, I've been building a brand for sort of 5-6 years, and suddenly to change it all, there's going to be a huge amount to change. But why did I decide that I needed to go through with the full change? Well, something quite interesting happened. Basically, I started to associate and identify more with Aloise. Like this name, Aloise Surfleet-Middleton, really felt like home. It really felt expansive. It really felt comfortable to me. It really felt quite regal, actually. And I started to energetically feel a bit out of alignment. Like I felt like I was, at the moment, to be honest, I feel like I'm 3 people. I've got Post coming through the door for Kate Surfleet. I've got Kate Waters stuff. I've got Aloise Surfleet stuff. So at the moment, I am all over the place. Now, I know to really step into the person I want to be and need to be to fulfill my mission on the earth, I need to change my name. And I need to actually change it externally and come out to the world. A name change requires a new way of thinking and being. And a very good mentor of mine confirmed this for me. And this was kind of like the final piece of the puzzle for me with coming out to the world. Now, when you change your name, you have to change the way you think. You have to align with that higher vibration. So people need to experience me as Aloise and not Kitty, because everything has an unconscious vibration. And if my brain doesn't start to believe that I am Aloise, then it will still resonate at the same vibration as Kitty. So I have to change my vibration when I change, basically I change my vibration when I change my name. Now it's going to take people quite a while to get used to this, but I needed to do that. I need to do it because it's how I step into my new vibration. So if you're listening to me thinking, what the bloody hell is this crazy woman talking about? I'm going to give you a little potted history and a little kind of up to speed about why energy and why vibration is important. And if you've heard me talk about this before, I apologize, but it doesn't hurt to have a reminder. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is a vibration. Okay. So the idea about in life, our souls want to go from doing to being. So we go through this evolutionary process of growing. Now, when we grow, we shift, we evolve, we grow, we shift our vibration. And the purpose of life is to effectively expand and to vibrate at a higher level. So everything is energy, and some vibrations are lower and some vibrations are higher. So I'm going to give you a practical example of this because hopefully this will make sense to you. But have you heard of this person? So see if this name rings any bell. So there's a gentleman called Reginald Kenneth Dwight, and he was born on the 25th of March 1947 in Middlesex in England. Now this gentleman, Reginald Kenneth Dwight, basically went through the same process that I am going through. Who knows what this person is called now? Any ideas? So yeah, a lot of you will know this. But basically, Elton John used to be Reginald Kenneth Dwight. Now, what I want you to imagine, because this will demonstrate what the hell this crazy woman's talking about, is can you imagine Reginald Dwight being a global singing sensation? Here comes Reginald Dwight. Here he comes, the superstar, Reginald Dwight. It just doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Elton John. Now, how does that sound? So the reason I share this with you is because you can feel this just by hearing the two different names, Elton John and Reginald Dwight. one feels expansive, one feels like a superstar, the other one feels slightly nerdy. So that's a very simple but crude but effective example of what I'm talking about in this scenario. Can you imagine Reginald Dwight being the legend that he is now? See, it doesn't sit right, does it? Can you feel that? It just doesn't work, does it? So that's a really good demonstration of how we have unconsciously, we are connected to energy and to vibrations. And the Chaldeans were an ancient civilizations. You think about the Atlanteans, very ancient civilizations that inhabited the earth. And they were the people that developed numerology. And they were, world class, and they still are world class at this stuff. And they studied it within an 8th degree. And that is the people that I used to change my name. So why that is relevant is because the reason I wanted to go through the coming out process is I'm testing this stuff, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Having lived through chronic depression for eight years to now where I am now, I had a very good understanding of how energy works and how vibration works and how what we think works. And I suppose for me, it's very much about practicing what I preach. I'm intrigued to see if this works. I'm kind of like a human guinea pig, human experiment. But think about it, right? I'm all about furthering the evolution of society. And the thing that really excites me, is if you can see the benefit in this. A lot of people are already coming to me who maybe have used a couple of names in their lifetime and they're trying to work out which one works best. Or maybe they've got divorced and they want to work out a strong name going forward. Perfect. Why not give yourself the best possible chance of creating the best possible life you can? But think about it where it comes in for children. Because for children, you can give them almost a conscious name. Because when they're born, it's the date they're born, that will give them their life path. And imagine as parents that if you are conscious parents, you go to an astrologer, you go to a numerologist, you find out what your child is here to do. Remember, do your Dharma. Everybody has a Dharma. Everybody has a purpose. Everyone has a reason for being on this planet. That's my mission, to wake everybody up to that. Imagine consciously naming your children so that they can have a name that truly supports their life mission. Now, I wish, see if somebody had known this a long time ago, because the 15 years I battled with chronic depression and drug and alcohol problems, in theory, and this is what we're testing through this process, is I could have avoided all of that with a different energy and a different vibration. So time will tell. But what I've done now is I've gone through a process to obviously come out to the world with my new name. And the other thing that's a bit of a secret, that's not that big a secret because I'm about to tell 6,000 people, but I have also strengthened my companies with numerology. So what do I mean by that? So the reason we are going through a brand change with the Do Your Dharma program to the Dharma Life program is I've picked a more expansive vibration. Now, you ask anybody who is a course creator or a healer or somebody here to make a difference in the world, we want to reach as many people as we can. This is all about a consciousness shift on this planet. We need to get to a critical mass of consciousness, which will enable us to come up with the solutions that we need to come up with to solve the problems we have on the planet, right? That's why I do my work. I don't know if you guys know this, but by me encouraging you gently, or if you come and do the program, supporting you to do your Dharma, by you doing your Dharma, by you fulfilling your highest potential, you will have a ripple effect, which ripples out into the world, and you'll go and wake up your people yourself, and that's how we reach this critical mass point that we need in consciousness to come up with the solutions to the problems that we have. So the vibration that I've now taken with the Dharma Life Academy is all about reaching and serving more people and being seen. So there's a vibration in the name, which is 17-9. And that is all about being seen, basically. So this is kind of a big experiment. So we will see, these things don't happen overnight. I think you do get some initial shifts quite quickly. Like I've noticed with changing the company name that I change. So what I've done is I've set up a new company on a specific date, and I've called it Educator Angel Empowers Heroes. And that is the kind of purest vibration for my company. And then the Dharma Life Academy is like 90% pure. So it's 90% strong vibration. And I want you to think of this. I think I've said this in past episodes, but it's like a piece of music playing in the background that you're playing into. It's a kind of energy that you're building on top of almost. So, we had a episode last couple of weeks where I was talking about how property can hold on to energy. And it's the same type of thing. Your vibration is holding an energy that you can stand on top of, that you can build on top of. So this can take anywhere between 1 to 7 years to really come to fruition. And I know that with my name change, I got some instant kind of changes. Like biggest shift for me was letting go of money stuff, just trusting and not worrying about money, and understanding at a deeper level that it's energy, it's a vibration, that it flows, when we're open. But the purpose of changing the Dharma Life, or Do Your Dharma, to the Dharma Life podcast is because it's about reaching and serving more people and being seen, getting this work out to as many people as possible, so more people can go through the program, can have an impact, a positive impact in their lives, and be happier. Do you know what? If I can stop one person suffering like I did with chronic depression, then what I went through is it was worthwhile, basically. 1 in 4 people suffer with anxiety or depression. 1 in 4. It's an epidemic. Now, when you put that into a Dharma perspective, it makes sense, right? So at the moment, we've only got 13% of the planet who are in alignment or happy with what they are doing on a daily basis, right? Every vibration, every emotion has an energy attached to it. When we feel down, we are vibrating lower. When we are happy, when we are abundant, when we are full of joy, we are vibrating higher. At the moment, you've only got 13% of the planet that are in alignment and enjoying what they are doing on a daily basis. So put that into a machine perspective. Imagine if you had a machine that only had 13% of the parts working. Right, that machine is not going to work, is it? 13% of the parts working, it would be clunking, it would be breaking down, it would be, falling apart. Oh, look what's happening in our world, on our planet. It's not working. We've got Trump as president, we've got the bushfires burning, we've got the coronavirus, which, by the way, I would like to say one thing on this podcast. Don't buy into it. It's a way of keeping your vibrations small. The coronavirus is man-made. It is not, it's man-made. It's a thing that man has put out there to kind of stop population, to control population. Don't buy into the fear. Tune out of the news. You don't have to tune into it. You don't have to live in fear that this virus is going to get you. It's a load of bollocks, excuse my French. See those things for what they are. Concentrate on your own energy. Concentrate on your own vibration. Do what you love. Do what makes you happy. Meditate. Go for walks. Do the things that bring you joy. Focus on how you can do your Dharma. How can you make the world a better place? And if you want support and you want help, come and find me. I'm your woman. Early bird on the Dharma Life program is $395 till the end of April, and it's going up. I have to put the price up. I don't want to put the price up, but for me to do the Facebook advertising, last time I did it, very transparent. I didn't make any money. I didn't pay myself because of the costs. Facebook take the money, the person who does the Facebook advertising, but I'm committed. I want this to serve more people. I know that if I can get my hands on people that are feeling disconnected and out of sorts and, they want more for their life, I can help them change their world. It's my journey. I've now had 80 people go through the program who have had the fantastic results. Go and check out the Facebook page. It's a consciousness shift that I take you through and do your Dharma. In the Dharma Life program. It's going to take me a while to get used to this stuff as well. So that brings me on to the actual name change, right? So if you're somebody that I know, hi, thanks for listening, appreciate it. It really freaks me out still that people actually listen to this podcast. I was talking to a really good friend of mine last night and he was saying, I love your solo cast. And I was like, wow, you actually listen? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, God. And I know people listen. I think I've said this before, there's 6,000 of you. But if you know me or if you don't know me, I don't have a problem. You can call me what you like. My dad is not going to suddenly start calling me Aloise. I can tell you that much. So I don't mind. Just publicly, just to put that out there. If you want to call me Aloise, you are more than welcome. I would like that, but I'm not going to punish you or be upset or have any reaction if you forget and you call me Kitty. I don't think I don't know what my husband's going to do. We haven't really talked about it, but he hasn't really caught on with the whole Aloise thing. He's just, Kitty, basically. That's how he knew me. That's how I was introduced to him. You can't blame him, really. So just to put that out there, I really don't have any qualms about it. I think, I've talked to people who have gone through name changes before, and they say it takes a while for the old name to die out, and it takes a while for people to get used to it. And it's just the way it is. And I can totally see that happening, as I introduce myself in new environments, like I'm just about to do another coach training and I've signed myself up as Aloise Surfleet-Middleton. So those people won't know any different. They've never met me. So that is what is happening in my world. So be aware, the Instagram will go to aloise.life. My website will go to aloise.life. The podcast will go to the Dharma Life podcast. You won't be able to find Kitty Talks anymore. I'd love your help and support. If you see things that are still under the Kitty name or Aloise name, like some of the stuff online will have to stay like that because it's past and I can't go and change all of that. But if you see anything that's kind of that we can change, then yeah, definitely give me the heads up. Love to know your thoughts on all of this. Do you think I'm a complete raving lunatic? At times, I think I'm a complete raving lunatic, especially when I have to do all the admin, because believe me, there is so much admin. You would not believe how much admin there is when you change your name. In Denmark, so another mentor of mine, friend of mine who has gone through this process, apparently in Denmark, you push one button and everything changes. How incredible is that? In the UK, oh my goodness, so many things. I'm kind of nearly there. I've done my passport, I've done my bank. I need to do my driving license. I haven't done that. But like my gym, for example, I'm in my married name. It's going to take a few years. So if you think about that in relation to your vibration, like obviously you're a little bit out of sync because some of it's old, some of it's new. So as I said, this whole process will take about 7 years to come to fruition. So there you go. That's what's happening in my world. And I think the other thing just to say is that for quite a while, I was worried about what people would think of me. Not necessarily you guys that listen to the podcast, not necessarily anybody who I know through transformation, because they get it. You guys listening will get it. My friends now, my circle now, in the kind of transformation field, they get it. They have a higher consciousness. They have an awareness of why I'd want to do this. But old work colleagues, old school friends, they already, I think I've lost the plot. Interestingly, when I haven't been out with them for quite a long time, I used to go out to the pub, and see them. And right at the beginning, it would be like, oh, what are you doing? No one understands what you're doing. Like kind of taking the mickey out of me. And then what was quite interesting is the more they would drink, a few more beers. At the end of the night, they were like, oh, I'm so jealous. Your life looks so amazing. Like what you're doing just looks incredible. And because, they could see me flying off all around the world and basically really living. We only get one bloody chance. We only get one chance to create our lives, And if you're listening to this and you're on the fence about doing your Dharma, like this is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. You only get one chance. So just make the most of it. Bite the bullet. Yes, you're going to be scared. Yes, you're going to have fear. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. And actually, when you understand that fear is excitement, but with a negative belief attached, you can dig them up and you can let them go. The thing that I accredit to really living an extraordinary life is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think I'm going to do an episode on that because I think it needs expanding. So it's like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. You can't build an amazing, incredible life from your comfort zone. It just does not work. It won't happen, right? So you have to reframe and get used to doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. If you're building a business and you're listening to this and you're being stretched, do something that scares you every day. You hear this, but it's true. Push your comfort zone on a daily basis because it will expand the human being that you are and make what you truly desire possible. So hence me changing my name. So guys, thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. And I love it. I absolutely love it when you take a screenshot and you let me know that you've listened to the episode, or you comment on the Instagram feed and let me know what you thought. So don't be a stranger. Come and say hello. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. Thank you. I really appreciate you listening, and we will see you next week on the Dharma Life, nearly said Kitty Talks, the Dharma Life podcast with another fantastic guest. Thank you so much for listening to the Dharma Life podcast. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Please come over and say hello on my Instagram, our Facebook group, and also please let me know what you thought. So if you are listening, please take a screenshot of the podcast that you are listening to. Tag me on Instagram and I will reshare your post, and please let me know what it is that you got out of today's episode. Remember, when we do our Dharma, we are happier, healthier, we live longer, and we have a deep sense of unshakable inner peace.